Hey guys, I'm going to work today with some Rattle Trap made by fastback. I went on the internet, looked at some YouTube videos on how to install this. Went ahead and got the 75 square foot kit. I didn't think that this would be too much of a job to do, so I thought I would record it today and let other people maybe see some things that I'm learning as well on applying this material. They said that it's the best out there, so we're going to see. The application I'm using today is in my 66 fastback. I just got it back from the shop. I had an off-frame restoration performed on it, and that's why it's the way it is right now. So me and my daughter, we thought we would work on it and get it ready to go, and we got the fat mat. We're going to apply that in here. Some things real quick, I don't know if you can see it or not. The biggest thing that I've talked to with everybody on applying the sound deadener is the surface preparation. If it's not clean, it won't stick, even though that the backing of this is kind of like an asphalt backing. It's very sticky. It appears that it will stick, but everyone I've talked to said if your surface is not clean of grime and dust, it will not stick. So we've been prepping this with a wire brush, and we've wiped it down, getting it ready to get the mat applied. In my case, I've had to have the floor pans replaced. So these are new floor pans. So the black paint you see here is rust reformer that was sprayed to the seams of the welds just to keep from the rust coming through. I didn't have the interior blasted, so that's why it looks the way it is. It was just an outside job, more or less. We didn't fool with doing the interior other than the floor pans. But as you can see, we've got everything here prepped, clean, and we're ready to go. Real quick, some tips that I think you'll find beneficial to this is, if you're inside the car, you'll definitely want to use something to save your knees. Your knees on this metal is horrible. It will tear your knees up. So a good mat to put your knees on, start with, perfect. Real quick, some tools that you'll need for this application is definitely a tape measure. The roll here is actually 18 inches wide. I don't know how many feet it is long, still rolled up. So I don't know how long it is, but it is 18 inches wide. So in my particular application, it's going to make me having to run 4 runs of this from the firewall back to the back seat. In this kit comes with the roller. This roller here is used to roll the creases down into the metal to get down in there, because they said every bit of surface that you can get the mat to adhere to, the better you are off with your sound deadener. So this is a must as a roller. A trusty razor knife to cut the material, because you'll need to be able to cut it. And one of these. This right here is just an all-around putty knife. That's going to be good to get down in the crevices and the creases that you'll be able to get down in there, because once again, you want to get to all the surface. As much metal as you can make contact with the backing of this, the better off you are. So with that being said, we're going to start applying this, and this may take a long time, but I'm going to start with this, and we'll pick back up once we start with the install, so you can actually see our progress and where we're going with it. Well, as you can see, I've managed to put 1 run down of the fat mat, and let me tell you, it was a job. It's not as easy as it appears, especially on the fastback back application. As you can see, I ran the mat all the way up to the trap door assembly back here, and I'm gonna have to, you got a lot of different brackets and fittings, openings that I've got to cut out for and measure. So it's been a very slow go. I've learned a lot. Definitely the adhesive backing is very sticky, and you have to be very careful without it touching, because if you pull the backing off and let these 2 pieces touch, it is quite difficult to get that off, because if it sits there for any amount of time, it's like glue. It gets harder and harder the longer it sets on the two sides together. So that was real tricky. I found that to be very tricky to put this down. But as you can see, it's going down good. You have to work it with the roller. Very important to get the air pockets out between the flooring and the mat. That's been real tricky. So I'm going to drop off here. I'm going to finish this out tonight. And next time you see me, I'll have the whole fat mat installed. Well, alright. Well, about 4 hours into this, we finally got it finished. First time putting in the fat mat. Learned a lot going. I'm sure people who do this every day can do it a lot quicker. I know some of the videos I've watched pretty much look like they were professionals. So they definitely did it a lot quicker than me and Maddie, but we got it in. We learned very much of a learning process, and what I did learn was the length of each run. I cut it 9 feet. I wasn't for sure how to go about it. It was tough the first time, but we learned. Put 3 runs of 9 feet, and then with the difference between each of the first and second round, we cut the 4th piece in half. So we actually ran a half of a run, which is 18 inches. We've got it all down. As you can see, if you can look over here, we've got it all nice, rolled out. Going to come in tomorrow and finish up in the firewells a little further, seal plates, and on the rear wheel well. Going to finish that in the morning, but we're done for tonight. Thank you, Maddie, for your help. Our little roller that came with the kit, it survived. It did break to start with, but I had to rig a little piece of wire in there to keep it on there. But outside of that, it worked out really good. I'm pleased with it. As you can see, it's really tight, conformed to the floor pan. So I'm pleased with it. So come tomorrow, we're going to finish this up, and I'll show you what it looks like completely finished, and then we can start with our carpet. So we'll see you tomorrow.